Hey guys, this guy's Montana here, the original demo disc player before they decided to give it an abbreviation when it was just killed, what it was called. I hope everyone's doing alright and everything. This video here is for the MC businesses, and we're going to mainly try and help some new players out with this guide. Now, also in this guide, we're only going to be going over the worst possible sell mission in the game. Okay, and guys, if you're new to MC businesses, you want to buy one this week, especially now that it's paying out double money and it's also 2 times the production, so that means it will make stock for you if you buy the supplies twice the speed this week. All of the sale type of missions that you can possibly get from the biker businesses, you will be able to complete solo without any trouble at all, bar 2 of them. Now, we're going to focus mainly on one of them, which will basically also explain hints and tips for the other worst type of sale mission. We're going to focus on the boxville, okay, aka the post-op van, legendarily known as the worst possible sell mission in the entire game, no matter what business it is. You can only get these for the MC businesses. This is the worst one that you can possibly get. So with these hints and tips, you should be able to work your way around if you've got the other one, which will be the dumpster. Okay, so it'll be the same sort of route, it's just a little bit better with the dumpster. Dumpster's a little bit faster and you don't have to get out of the vehicle, so yeah. Now, the other missions that you'll possibly get, don't worry about it, you'll get those done solo, especially now that they've increased the timer. Now, speaking about them increasing the timer of the sell missions, what they've done with the boxville mission, they've gone from what it used to be half an hour to now 45 minutes as a solo player. That means if you started this mission with at least one other player, so say there's only 2 of you and you've got 3 vehicles, that timer is still only going to be the old timer, which is half an hour, and that goes for the bunker missions as well. And with the biker missions, if you had 2 players and you got the old timer, which is what you would get, you can complete every single mission with 2 players and the old timer. But with some of the bunker missions, without the required amount of players for the amount of vehicles that they give you, it's actually impossible with the old timer. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you're going to sell a full bunker, make sure you have 4 players in case you get the dune buggies. So the question is, can you sell free post-op vans now that they've increased the timer to 45 minutes as a solo player? Well, the answer is 50% yes and 50% no. Every single business has 4 completely different locations. 2 of the locations are impossible, okay? And the other 2 are possible, one always being a little bit better than the other, and it's not necessarily the most expensive location. Now, if you have a business that is at the very top of the map location, do not buy it. If you have one at the very bottom of the map, do not buy it, because those are the 2 that are impossible to sell. Even though Rockstar has increased the timer, they don't care about what location you chose. They're telling you to buy one of the other 2 locations. Now we're going to go over all of the different categories and the best locations for each business. Now, document forgery doesn't really matter. It pays out the least and it's not worth selling. So only ever sell it one time for the career progress challenge if you're on next gen, and then close it down. So buy whichever location you want for that one. You can buy Polito Bay, it's absolutely fine because it's going to be closed down 24/7. The other 4 businesses, we have a little strategy where we have 2 out of town in the desert, in Grand Sonora Desert, and that is the Crystal Factory and also the Counterfeit Cash Factory. They're both in the same location, Grand Sonora Desert. And the other 2 that we have are going to be in the city, just on the edge of the city, next to a nice highway that is going to lead to the desert, and that is the Vinewood Plants Factory, and the Powder Factory is in Morningwood. Now let's just say all 4 of the businesses are filled up, and every single time we go to sell as a solo player, we get the boxville mission. Now, starting off with the Vinewood Plants Factory, we'll take this road going into the desert and sell to the desert. Now, we're going to have to get back to one of our vans. A Mark II would be beneficial. It is a bit of a joke that you have to have an $8 million investment, but a Sparrow or some sort of vehicle that you can, flying vehicle that you can spawn in the middle of the road and then fly back would be absolutely fine, okay? Once you've flown back to the last van and you've delivered it to the desert, you're now in the desert. Pick one of the businesses that are in the desert, and the roads that you want to take into the city are going to be either this road or this road. Okay, these are the ones that avoid the hills the most. And yeah, trust me, you do not want to be going up hills if you do not need to with the boxville. Okay, now you are in the city, you finish selling your third vehicle, you then sell the powder factory, taking this road into the desert, and then you are now finished selling after you've sold your third vehicle in the desert, and you now sell your last business, which is in the desert, to the city. That is the best way to do it as a solo player or even with other players. Having two in the city that are just on the edge of the city and two in the desert that are just on the edge of the desert. Now you can always swap the powder factory for the Alamo C location, which is actually cheaper and it might even be better. I just had the powder factory, the most expensive one, and I'm not changing it because it doesn't make that much of a difference. But it might be a little bit better and cheaper as well to get the Alamo C location. Now guys, just so you know, selling the most expensive crystal factory which we had in the city took literally 45 minutes. We had 9 seconds left on the clock when we delivered the third vehicle. So what have we found out, guys? Location very much does matter for a solo player. And is it worth doing as well? Yes, it is actually worth doing, especially this week when it's double money. It's not really worth doing, okay, when it's not double money. Do not do this unless you're doing this for the career progress as a solo player. Unless you're doing this for the career progress, do not do this unless you just love driving around. Some people, I find it peaceful driving around doing deliveries. All right, fair play, mate. Yeah, good luck to you. But at the end of the day, guys, unless it's double money, don't bother attempting this solo unless you're doing it, like I say, for the career progress challenge of getting 25 million ticked off, which makes a lot of sense because you get all types of things for completing that challenge. Guys, we are not going to break down the numbers in this video. We'll just tell you that we would sell these in a invite-only session and forget about the high demand bonus, because the high demand bonus is not worth high blood pressure. Because yes, guys, it's very stressful when you're trying to sell in a public session with 3 boxvilles, whilst 2 of them are sitting on the side of the road whilst you drive around the map for 15 minutes, hoping that some random player, a new player to the game, doesn't go and do what the game tells them to do, go and blow up the red thing on the map, or the griefer, which dwells on the most toxic game on the PlayStation 5, doesn't randomly show up in one of the most popular games on the PlayStation 5. Yes, we just don't like the odds, guys. So what I would recommend that you do when it's not double money and you want to do some solo stuff, set up a Kale Perico heist, complete and utterly solo. You can do that in less than 45 minutes. The more you do it, the quicker you're going to get good at it. And then with the Diamond Casino, you can set that up in 45 minutes, and you can do that with 2 players. And if you set it up rightly by doing all of the setup missions that need to be set up, and you have the right approaches, the random players can't even mess it up. So guys, that is pretty much how we get most of our money in the game, by doing heists. We have never closed the app the entire time we've played GT Online to restart the final, because they call man 8-ball, because we stay on the table until the game is done. Have a lovely day, guys. Godspeed. We'll see you in the next one, and peace out.